Found out today I have a little problem with the M4 full exhaust, and it's not a little problem, it's a big problem. I think it overheated, it got too hot, or being too hot plus probably vibrating. Those broke off. Yep, I'm all good. Yep, thanks. Those broke off, and now I have a wobbly exhaust, and the exhaust is actually coming through there, so that's an issue. But I want to at least try to make some videos. I did call Motorsport up, and they also going to talk to M4, and hopefully the warranty covers it and I get a new exhaust, hopefully. Oh man, it's too hot. So this video anyways is to simulate a drag race. So since I can't go to a drag race because I don't have racing gear, I'm not allowed to go. So we want to see how fast this bike is. But because I have that issue with the exhaust, and there's actually there's 4 holes where the weld was at, exhaust fumes are going out. So basically you got a hole in your exhaust. So it can probably most likely is affecting my horsepower and torque. So yeah, on top of that, I can't do dyno tuning until that gets fixed. Once that gets fixed, then we can do dyno tuning with the M4. What did I say? M4. The MR12. I'm sorry, the race fuel. Once we do the race fuel and all that, we can't do that until the exhaust is done. Once the exhaust is done, then we can do the rest, and hopefully that'll be done this month. It has to be done this month. If not, then I will have to just wait, and then if not, next year wait until all of it is done, and then get the dyno tune and I was about to forget again, the race fuel anyways. So now this is the best chance I can do it, where I can simulate it. Hopefully I don't get hurt. All right, so I'm gonna say go, and you guys can do the time off of the YouTube, and you can see the start and finish, and you can count the seconds. I'm gonna stop where the yellow sign is at, probably before, I don't know, I'll probably say when to stop. And I also got the miles per hour, which that's gonna be wrong. I'll explain it after the race. All right, go. I already forgot to put my helmet on. Actually, that was super bad. For one, I didn't even give it full throttle, and I forgot to close my lid on my helmet. But yeah, that was a horrible trying to simulate that. But anyways, so there's a guy on YouTube that tells me about that when I was going 186 miles per hour, he tells me my speedometer was off, that I was probably going 160-ish, and that I should put my Google Maps and see how many miles per hour I'm going and match it up to my miles per hour. And he wanted me also to connect it to my GoPro and see how fast I was going actually. He believes that's more accurate than my speedometer. So I'm gonna say it's not. At least for the Google Maps, is way off, and it's not even the bike. It's still saying I'm going 4 miles per hour. I'm at 0. So how is the Google Maps more accurate than my bike? I have no idea. On top of that, you got to think about it. By the time the signal gets to the Google Maps, as quick as a bike goes, it's gonna take too long for the Google Maps to catch up to your speed. Even when I was staying steady and not going just staying at a normal speed, it still didn't want to catch up to the normal speed I was at. And it was probably like 2 or 3 off, not a big chunk off. So again, I don't know where this guy was saying that my speedometer was off. Now, why I did tell him, I was like, the way I would believe that your speedometer is that off, if you're going 186 but your speedometer is saying you're going 160ish, that's if you change your sprocket. If you change your sprocket counts and your teeth counts, is what I meant. What I meant is your teeth counts. So if you got an example of your stock teeth count, you can change to a 520 chain, which is a lighter chain, and your bike normally comes with I think it's a 525 or a 530. But anyways, I dropped down to a 520 chain in sprocket because it's a lighter weight, and this bike, I'm not using it, like, I'm using it for drag, but it's not to be professional. I'm not going to have the RPMs at 3,000 and then I just launch the bike hard. You don't want to do that because you're going to break your sprockets and your chain, and you're going to have to replace those more often because you have a lighter chain. For drag racing, to be professional in drag racing and make good numbers, you're going to want a thicker chain and a thicker sprocket, like a 530 or a 535. You can get aluminums. You don't have to get steel. Aluminums is a little bit more a lighter weight, but it doesn't, you have to change it more often because it's aluminum compared to steel. So anyways, back to what the guy was saying. So I was trying to tell him is when you change your teeth count, and this is on even through Brock's Performance, he explains it, and so does STG, sportbiketrackgear.com. He has a YouTube channel, and he explains it where if you change your sprocket count, teeth count, and what does that mean is, so I think I have 17 in the front and 42 in the back. Don't quote me on that because it's been a while since I changed my chain and sprocket. So that's when it affects your speedometer, because you're no longer a stock, I don't want to call it gearing, but at the same time it is kind of gearing. Again, you have to watch their video and they'll explain it so much better. But anyways, when you change those teeth in the front sprocket and the rear sprocket, it's going to throw off your speedometer. It can go above or under. It can say you're going way faster and you're not. So there's called a speedo healer, and it fixes your speedometer or your miles per hour. There's probably a way to calibrate it. I don't think it's as soon as you connect it, it fixes your whole problem. So I don't know how that completely works. That's why I didn't want to deal with it. So I kept my teeth count stock. I didn't want to deal with it. So anyways, so he wants me to use my cell phone or my Google Maps, and it's saying that I'm going 21 and I'm going 22, and I can stay at 22. I just went down to 21. But anyways, the point is, it's not 100% accurate to go off your Google Maps or even GoPro. If you want to go accurate, you can speed in front of a cop. Now you got a better chance. So again, like, I didn't know. I argued with him, and I was like, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree. He asked me, do I believe that as soon as they come out of the dealership or the manufacturing floor, that they're 100% accurate on the miles per hour? I was like, they could be probably off 1 to 3 and max 5. Max. If it goes anything higher than 5, there is something wrong with your bike. It don't matter if you're going 185, 186, 188, 189, or 200. It's still bad. Like, there's certain tolerance, and even, you know, when you're doing CNC machining, I used to be a CNC machine operator, and there's tolerance that you can't go above or under. I think there has to be a tolerance where a manufacturer can go under or above on how off you are on your miles per hour or kilometers. So when the guy said I was probably going 160-ish when I was going 186, That's way unbelievable. You can't believe that. You can't sit here and be like, oh, I believe, yeah, you was probably going 160 while you're going 186. If you minus the big chunk that he said 160 and I was going 86, that's what, 36 miles? That's a lot. So again, no, that's over 36, 46. Anyways, the point is to say I was going 160-ish. Yeah, even if you say I was going 168, that's 20 miles off. That's a big chunk. So yeah, I don't believe that. But anyways, guys, yeah, the video was that the M4 is broke, and I tried to do a simulation of how I would drag race and how the bike did, but in reality I did crappy. I wasn't at full throttle, and I forgot to close my lid. But I will say the way I'm planning to leave at the beginning of the drag race is going to be slow. And again, I'm not going to rev up my motorcycle at 3,000 RPMs and then dump the clutch and take off. The reason why, again, I got a 520 chain and sprocket. I'm going to end up breaking my chain and hurting myself, probably breaking the bike, and I'm not going to total out my bike. I'm still making payments on this bike, and I'm not rich. So the point is, that's how I am planning to leave from the drag race point. And then as soon as that I know I'm clear to give it gas, I'm gonna try to give it 100% throttle from the gate. I mean, not from the gate, but you know what I mean, like a little bit after the gate, and try to keep it from wheeling and just take off on the bike. Like I said, I didn't do a very good job. I was probably going 70% on the throttle, and I wasn't even looking at the shifting. I was trying to look more at the road, because what I did was 100% not safe. But alright guys, ride safe, drive safe, and don't do the dumb things that I do, because it's ridiculous. Driving around with a broken exhaust, it's just my luck. But alright guys, see you on the next.